Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and today we are talking about my 25 goals for 2025. I have done this every year since 2017, where I do X amount of goals for 20X. 2017, I did 17 goals, and now we are all the way to 2025, and I have 25 goals to share with you today. I'm doing this a little bit differently for 2025. In previous years, I always split my personal goals and my reading goals. So I had 24 goals in 2024 that were more just related to me and what I wanted to accomplish. And then I had 10 separate reading goals. But this year, because 25 is a big number, and I couldn't come up with that many goals, I decided to include my reading goals in the 25 goals for 2025. So we're just going to get started. I kind of have the goals sectioned off into different categories of goals, and we will just start off with the bookish goals because that's probably why you are here. So the first goal is to read 100 books. This is a smaller amount of books than I wanted to read last year, and I know I will likely surpass 100 books, but I'm really wanting to enjoy my books and savor the time that I read my books instead of just hustling through them to try to get to a certain number. So I decided to make my goal 100 because I feel like that's about 8 books a month, and that's pretty average for me, still being able to savor the content in the book and fully sit with it for a while instead of just hustling through. So 100 books is my goal to read in 2025. Goal number 2 is to get my physical TBR down to 200 books or under 200. I would love to have a small physical TBR, but I don't know if I will get there very quickly. I might have to do massive unhauls in the process, but I am sitting at around 270 books right now that I own that I have not read. And I would like to get that number way down. Whether I read them or unhaul them without reading them, I just want a smaller stack of books to choose from when I am picking my next read. Goal number 3 is to read my self-destruct books. Every November or December, I set 12 books for myself that I need to read in a year, or else they will self-destruct, or I'll have to unhaul them without reading them. I created a video, I will link it up here, but I just need to read those 12 in the year, or else I'll have to unhaul them. Goal number 4 is a little bit loose because I don't quite know what I want to accomplish with it yet, but I would like to work on series this year. I would love to be able to start a series and then binge it so that I don't forget what happens in the series like I so often do. I start with book 1 and then move on to something shinier and brighter, and I forget what happens in book 1. Then when I want to continue on with the series, don't know what's happening. So I am wanting to work on series in 2025. I have a couple of ideas of how to accomplish this goal. The first, like I had last year, was just to finish 10 series, but I'd also like to make progress in series. I'd like to go through my series spreadsheet and maybe DNF some of the series I no longer have any interest in. I did see recently that Chris from Chris's Corner is hosting a phase out your series-a-thon, and I would love to check out their bingo boards that they created and possibly participate in that readathon in order to reduce the amount of series that I am reading. Goal number 5 is to participate in the Buzzword Challenge, which is hosted by Kayla from Books and Lala. This year she actually has 2 challenges. One is the buzzword, where you have to find a certain word in the title of a book, and the other is the cover challenge, where you have to find something on the cover, a pattern or an object, just something on the cover that fits with the theme for the month. I mostly want to participate in the word challenge, the title challenge, like I've done in previous years, but I would be interested to see if I can get the cover challenge completed as well. Goal number 6 goes along with unhauling books. I would like to make sure I keep up with my Pango shop. I have a stack of books down here that I need to unhaul. I just need to list them on Pango and hope that someone would sell them. And then if they're there for a month or 2 and they are not moving, I would just give them to a little free library or to my local Friends of the Library store. I just need to actually unhaul the books that I say I'm unhauling in my videos. I do a haul and unhaul every month. I say I unhaul these books, but they're just sitting down there, not actually being unhauled. So the goal is to actually unhaul my books by keeping up with my Pango shop during the year, and then if they aren't selling on Pango, give them, donate them to whoever needs them. And my last reading goal, goal number 7, is to complete the Book of the Month challenge. This one I was hesitant about putting on here. I have done the Book of the Month challenge in previous years. However, I'm not so certain that I will continue on with Book of the Month after 2025, so I didn't know if I should do the challenge or not. However, I still have a few on my shelves that I need to read, and I do love the idea of getting a newer release every month that I maybe don't know much about. So I am going to try the Book of the Month challenge again this year. If it doesn't happen, I won't be super upset, but I do love how it diversifies my reading, especially with newer releases. All right, we are now moving on to the side hustle category of my goals. I do make a little bit of money off of Becca Books and Bujo, my YouTube channel. I have a Patreon, and so I have a few goals set for this side hustle of mine. Goal number 8 is a numerical goal, and I feel like it's always silly to set this because I really have no say over it, but it's just fun to see if I can get to this number. Goal number 8 is to reach 5,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I'm at about 3,500 right now, and I don't know, that's kind of a stretch. I wanted to set it at 4,000, but I knew I could easily reach that. So I set a stretch goal to see if I could reach it, and again, if I don't reach it, I'm not going to be super bummed because it's really nothing that I can have any effect on. I can definitely keep my posting consistent and create fun content for people to watch, but I can't decide for you if you're going to subscribe or not. So it's a silly goal, but also just one that I would like to try to reach. Goal number 9 is to stay consistent with my Patreon posting. I post over there once a week. I have a little weekly update that I call What's in the Cards, because my Patreon is based on the suits in a deck of cards. I also want to be more consistent with posting in our Discord channel. I feel like that will be a way for me to create relationships a little bit more easily, and so I want to try to post there at least 3 times a week, or text message there, and just create some conversations with my patrons who are on Discord. And my last side hustle goal, goal number 10, is to become an Amazon affiliate. It seems silly, but I tried to apply for this to be able to give you Amazon links where I would get some sort of commission. I tried to apply for this maybe when I was at 2,000 subscribers a couple of years ago, and I think I got denied, and I don't understand why. I kind of completely forgot about it and didn't want to try to pursue that. Now I have seen other people, there's pop-ups now in videos where if you say a title, it shows up with the Amazon link, you can click it, and I would make a small itty-bitty commission on that. I would most likely use that commission to buy more books and share more content with you. So I do want to figure out how to do that, and then when I talk about books, I would be able to link the Amazon page to my description box, and then you would be able to purchase that book from there if you were interested. So yeah, I just need to apply or figure out why I got denied in the first place and try to make it right. I always like to set a few financial goals. I am a number heavy person and love to budget throughout the year. I don't know if you know that about me, but I do love watching budgeting YouTube and figuring out our numbers for the month and the year. So these next 3 goals are financial. Goal number 11 is to build our emergency fund back up. I don't think I've really shared this, but we had our water heater break right before the new year, and we got a large bill that is coming out of our emergency fund because that's what it's there for. However, now we have not depleted it, but just it's less than what we want to have in our emergency fund. So we would like to build that back up and maybe even have a little bit more in there just so that we're prepared for whatever could come. We are adding another baby to our family in 2025, and so I feel like having a bigger emergency fund for a bigger family makes sense. So we definitely want to build it back up to what it was, but then possibly even exceed that amount as well. Goals number 12 and 13 are kind of the same. We would just like to bulk up our home sinking fund and our car sinking fund. The reason for the home is because we had this thing happen with our water heater, and it came out of our emergency fund, which that's what it's there for. But it'd also be nice to have a designated home fund for maintenance things like that we know are going to happen. Our furnace might go out. We might need to replace an appliance. And so it'd be nice to be able to take from a home fund rather than our emergency fund, which is probably there more in place if one of us were to lose a job. So with that said, we would like to bulk up our home savings. We don't have a set number. We just would like to throw anything extra that we have in the month to both our home and our car sinking fund. Going to goal number 13, the car sinking fund. We know our cars are going to go kaput eventually. We have a 2012 and a 2013, and so they're getting up there in age. We don't mind driving old cars, and we will kind of drive them until they no longer run. But we would just like to start saving for a new car so that when we do purchase something new, we wouldn't have to either take out a huge loan or be able to make smaller payments on a car because we had a bigger down payment. Next, we are going to talk about the category of goals that I call one and done, things that I can do once and they are off of my to-do list. So goal number 14 is to clean out our cars. Our cars are a mess. At least my car is. Willie keeps his car pretty clean. If he has garbage in his car, he takes it out every time he leaves his car. He doesn't throw things around like I do, but my car is a mess. And so I would love to do a deep clean. I know I could go get it detailed, but I think I could also do it myself for free. So I'm going to clean out all the trash, get my little handheld vacuum and clean up, just make sure it looks nice. For some reason, I want that. I have been using a dirty car for a while, or I mean, not dirty, just the inside is not tidy. So I'd love to clean out our cars, get all of the unnecessary items out of the car, and get it looking nice. And then I would hope to not keep garbage in there from now on, have a garbage bag or something for that, and just keep it looking nice. Goal number 15 is to start a new baby book. As I said earlier, we are welcoming baby number 3 into the family in April of 2025, and so I would love to start her new baby book and continue to write in it throughout the year. Goal number 16 is a clothing related goal. I would like to go through our clothes and have a smaller wardrobe for everybody in our family. Not necessarily a capsule wardrobe, but we just don't need 30 pairs of pants for a 4-year-old boy. It's not necessary. So I actually already kind of started this with the kids' clothes, going through deciding what they need of each item, like t-shirt, sweatshirt, pants, etc. And I want to do that for each of our family. I have noticed this year that laundry is becoming a hassle of a chore, and that's because we have a lot of clothes and we don't necessarily need that many clothes. If we could do a load a day with the clothes that we wear, we could just keep on top of that chore and not be drowning in dirty and clean laundry all the time, whether it's needing to wash or needing to fold, and having less clothes will help with that. So I'm gonna go through all of our wardrobes. I don't want to force this upon Willie, but I am going to do it for me and for our 2 children. I also just need to be more cognizant of what we're bringing into our house as far as clothing. We are very, very lucky to know a few friends and families who have boys just a little bit older than Theodore, our 4-year-old, and so they often give us hand-me-downs. But we don't need to keep all of those hand-me-downs. We can look through, we can pick things that would add to his wardrobe, but then we can pass on the rest. We don't need to keep it all, like I've kind of been doing in the past few years when they've been giving us clothes. So that's goal number, what did I say? 16, and I'm going to stick to it. It's just a never-ending thing. We obviously need clothes to wear, but we don't need so many clothes that we are drowning in them. Goal number 17 is a little bit of an embarrassing one. I would like our kids to be able to fall asleep on their own. We have gotten into a bad habit of laying with our children as they fall asleep. Mabel loves to play with my hair. I don't know if you've seen me ever play with my hair, but I do this all the time, and Mabel has somehow gotten that habit from me. So she likes to play with my hair at night. They share a room. Theo and Mabel share a room. So because Theo sees me laying with Mabel, he wants Daddy to lay with him. And then that is most of our evening just laying by our kids as they fall asleep. Our kids used to be really good at falling asleep on their own, and then we kind of started this habit when they shared a room because they were getting out of bed and jumping into each other's beds, and we wanted them to just fall asleep in their own bed, so we laid with them for that to happen. Unfortunately, we have gotten into this bad habit, and it really takes so much time out of the evening. We can't get our house clean. We can't do things that we want to do. Willie wants to play video games. I want to read. We want to spend time together, and we just can't do that because we are laying in bed with our children. So we have already started implementing. It's only the first of the year, and we have already started implementing some habits to get them used to sleeping on their own. A few years ago, we actually did some sleep training with Theodore. We hired a consultant and did some training with him. Obviously, we did not continue that training because we are in the place that we're at now, but we have the tools and we know what we need to do. So we have started with the chair method. I don't know if you know about that, but you put a chair in their room, sit in it while they fall asleep, and then leave. And then every night you gradually move the chair out of their room. They're already doing really well with that, so we just want to continue that and hope that sometime this year, hopefully before our baby comes in April, that we can say goodnight, give them their kisses, leave their room, and they will fall asleep on their own. And the last category of goals we'll talk about is lifestyle goals. So things I want to change in my life, kind of keep up every day or every week to work on me. Goal number 18 is to take a picture a day and share it on Instagram. This is kind of replacing my journaling prompt that I had last year of journaling about my day every day. I would like to instead take a picture so that I can remember something about that day. I figured why not post it on Instagram so I'm holding myself accountable and others can see the mini joys that I have every day with being a mom and all the fun things we get to. So I want to post a picture every day, either on my personal Instagram or my Bookstagram, so that I am, keeping memories and sharing that with others. Goal number 19 is to get back to listening to podcasts. I have been so adamant about reading so many books that I listen to audiobooks constantly. I have a headphone in and I'm listening to an audiobook. But I have really missed listening to the podcasts that I used to be such a fan of. So there are two that I specifically would like to start listening to again. The first is the Happier podcast with Gretchen Rubin, and the other is What Should I Read Next from Anne Bogle. I love those two. The Happier podcast just gives you great insights on how to live a happier and healthier life, and What Should I Read Next by Anne Bogle. If you're watching this and you love books, I don't know how you don't know that podcast, but she talks with someone every week. She hears about 3 books they love, 1 book they don't, and then she gives them 3 recommendations. I love these podcasts and I'm missing them in my life. I think that when I need to listen to something, it should be an audiobook because I need to get the books in, but it kind of goes along with lessening my amount of books for the year, that I can listen to other things. I can listen to music, I can listen to podcasts, and so I want to listen to specifically the Happier podcast on Wednesdays and What Should I Read Next on Tuesdays every week. Speaking of audiobooks, goal number 20 is to try the strategy of pairing with audiobooks. Going back to Gretchen Rubin and her Happier podcast, she studies how to live a happier and healthier life. She came up with lots of different strategies to start a new habit, and one of them is the strategy of pairing. She says that if you pair something you maybe don't necessarily want to do with something you want to do, you will get that thing you don't want to do done. So I'm going to tell myself that in the evenings, after the kids have gone to bed, the only time I can listen to an audiobook is if I am cleaning, like being productive somewhere around my house, or if I am walking on my walking pad. That way I can't just sit, listen to an audiobook and play Candy Crush or do a Sudoku puzzle. I need to be doing something that will support my life in some way, whether that's my household or my body. So I love this idea. I hope it will work out. I don't want to give up on it, and so I will be doing this strategy of pairing. I also hope it doesn't like backfire and I never listen to audiobooks because I don't want to be doing those things. But I think I have the drive to listen to audiobooks, keep our house clean, and also walk on my walking pad. So that should be a good one. Goal number 21 is to do the yoga challenge with Adrian. I just saw today, though, that this yoga challenge is very different than it has been in previous years. She usually does a 30-day yoga challenge, and this year it looks like it's only a 7-day challenge. I was planning on putting off the 30-day yoga challenge because I'm pregnant and I didn't know how my body would be able to do 30 days in a row with my body changing and growing this big belly. But 7 days I might be able to do in January. So I do want to do the yoga challenge with Adrian. I might look back at previous years and do a 30-day yoga challenge later in the year, but I think I might try to do her 7-day yoga challenge in January, and then I'll be complete with the goal. But I do want to get back into doing yoga. I miss it. It makes my body feel so good and stretched, and I know that it helps with the longevity of people's bodies. I know an 80-year-old who still does yoga every day, and she is so sprightly and fit, and I would love to be like her when I am 80. So wanting to get back into yoga, and I will do that by doing the yoga challenge with Adrian. Goal number 22 is to lose baby weight. As I've said, I'm pregnant. I will be giving birth hopefully in April of 2025, and I would love to lose that baby weight during the year. I know that weight can be an uncomfortable conversation and triggering for some people, so all I'm going to say is that I would like to lose that baby weight and possibly a little bit more by taking care of my body, eating healthfully, and moving my body every day. Goal number 23 is to donate blood. I have done this pretty much every year in my goals, but I would like to donate at least 3 times. If I can get more, that would be great. But I just love that I can do this for people who are in need, and I have a relatively good blood type to do that, so I am happy to do that and looking forward to donating 3 times this year. Goal number 24 is a repeat from my 24 goals in 2024. Thought it was fitting that it would be goal number 24. This is to establish a morning routine. I know it will be difficult with 3 little ones around. However, I just want to have the mornings to myself for a little bit of calm and preparing for the day. I would love to do 3 things in my morning routine. Move my body somehow, clean something, and that will likely be unloading our dishwasher because I'm wanting to get in the cycle of running our dishwasher every night so we can unload it in the morning to then load it throughout the day. And the third thing is like care for myself in some way. Like I need to obviously shower and get ready for the day, but also read or do a Sudoku puzzle or just sit in silence for a little while. That is very rare when you are a mother of toddlers and babies. But yeah, those are the 3 things. Move my body, clean something, and do something for me personally. And my last goal, goal number 25, is to do a monthly health challenge. I saw Krista from Books and Jams do this with one of her goals, where every month I would have some sort of challenge related to my health. So I have ideas of one month being getting 10,000 steps every day, another month being drinking a certain amount of water every day, a no spend month. I just have a few ideas. If you have more, I would love to hear about them in the comments. But like no ice cream is an idea, which is really going to be difficult for me because I love ice cream as a dessert and a snack every day. Anyway, if you have ideas for me, I would love to hear about your monthly health challenge ideas in the comments down below. And those are my 25 goals for 2025. I would love to hear in the comments if you set goals for yourself and what is your main goal or one goal that you would like to work on in 2025. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye!